off, I'm not big into talking in front of a lot of people, so I've got my notes. But I thank you for those kind words. I really appreciate that, and I want to say thank y'all for all coming here and joining this, being with us in this moment and making this announcement. And I also want to say thank you all to everybody at AOP. This has truly been a team effort of everybody in our company. And when I say that our company pushed the limits and our people pushed the limits of getting things accomplished, I did the math on it. From the time we broke ground to the time we turned on the first restaurant was under 200 days. Which in this industry is just, it's unheard of. But as the mayor just said, that our city needs this and our community needs this. It's super exciting. So I want to start off by just telling you a little bit about our company and a little bit of our history for those of you who don't know AOP. So AOP is actually Advanced Office Products Legally. And we started out in the 90s as a copier-only company. So we sold copiers or printers to everybody. We were one of the first companies to put out color copiers, and we became great at it. And we got our spot on the top 50 in Southwest Louisiana, so we were proud to become part of that. But what that did is we watched the evolution of technology, and then these machines started printing. Well, AOP being who we are, we started making these big bulky printer cables and running them across people's offices just to be able to print from their computers and copiers. But then what we realized is if you sit down at someone else's computer and you fix a problem, you're immediately listed as the IT. I think our guys can agree. But we've seen that as a need of the community, and a lot of these people, they weren't familiar with these computers, and that now they got printing capabilities. So we invested in, and we flew over Microsoft engineers from California, relocated them to Louisiana, and we started a managed IT division. So we started off the right way, and we just absorbed all the knowledge we can. And then as time goes on, and we're in everybody's offices with their networks and their office equipment, we've seen the need for cloud infrastructure. But the challenges were it was too expensive, it was too hard to implement, people didn't understand what it was. So we took on the challenge, and we hired a team of Linux engineers, and we built a cloud environment from the ground up. And then that put us on the Inc. 5000 list for one of the fastest growing companies, and we've kept our spot on the top 50, and that's the Southwest Louisiana. And then coming up closer and closer, we went through all the crazy of the hurricanes and the storms. And what we realized is the network that we built to run this cloud infrastructure, not only did we place it in multiple data centers in New Orleans, Atlanta, and Dallas, and soon to be Houston and Baton Rouge, but the network stayed up 100%. Through every flood, yeah. That was easily said, but it was hard to accomplish. Very hard accomplishment, but that goes back to teamwork. But anyways, the network that we built to support this cloud infrastructure ran phenomenally. It did everything it was supposed to do, plus some. And we wanted to take the advantage, because everybody else throughout the storms, no one had internet. And we were seeing students who couldn't study, we were seeing schools who couldn't even open, and businesses just out. So we did everything we can to get people online. And then me and Brian, one of the guys in the room, we just started brainstorming. We was like, we should just expand this, and we talked into us brainstorming. And then a few months later, AOP became a public utility company. That gave us access to all the land on the side of the roadways, so we could start installing our own infrastructure. And then that leads us to today, and why we're not doing this ribbon cutting in our own office, is this building is one of the first buildings in the city to have a dedicated 10 gig internet connection and public Wi-Fi that AOP will provide to anybody in the public. And that's going to be continued on. So we want to bring 10 gig to all the businesses and make it normal. We want to push the limits of fiber optics. It's 2020, and nobody should have 100 meg speeds anymore. So we want to push the limits in BAOP and bring Southwest Louisiana, bring Lake Charles on the map. And I want to thank you all for coming, and that's a little bit about AOP. With that, we cut the ribbon. Okay, everybody got